You know, for all my laughter and joy, I guess you could say I'm a joyful person. For all my happiness at times and way of looking at things, there's also a part of my soul that has experienced what you might be going through, that irregardless of what the words are or how God is, you just can't be consoled, that your spirit is wounded. And the scripture does say, a wounded spirit who can mend. And there is a time all of us, at some point in time, will run into something in life that just stops us, just wipes us out. We can't see God, we can't hear God, we get no comfort from the scriptures, we get no solace from our friends, we get no enjoyment from the songs we sing. It's considered a time of terrors in the night. It's when the psalmist, or when the prophet actually spoke, "Where is God? None saith, where is God my maker, that giveth songs in the night." Because there is a time of darkness that comes upon a soul that literally you might be going through right now, or you might yet have to go through. And I've been there, and I remember it. I won't forget it. The only comfort there is in knowing about going through it, or that you're going to go through it, or that you've been through it, any of those, is that once you have, then you can help someone else. Because, the cheap platitudes, the nice cards, the little scriptures, sometimes they just don't meet the need, and sometimes there's nothing you can do but, to put it bluntly, just bleed out. Let your heart go, let your tears flow, let your eyes shed the light. I remember I had one of the biggest shocks in my life as a born-again Christian. I was in Long Beach the Long Beach Veterans Hospital. And I'd been there, in the last 5 years I'd been there off and on, almost a year, meaning that I'd go in for 3 months at a time, then get out. Then I'd come back in for 6 months at a time, and then get out. Okay, maybe I was in there longer than that. Then I'd go back in for 3 or 4 months at a time, and get out. And then the last time that I was in for, I think, 7 months. And I remember from the towers, which is the surgical ward, that, not surgical ward, actually it's internal medicine ward, that I was on North 9, for all you people that have ever been there. I was in the 9th floor at Long Beach Veterans Hospital. We used to call ourselves the North 9 Irregulars. But you'd go downstairs and you'd go towards the back where there was a gym, where they'd hold concerts, and bingo and all these other things, activities for the patients. And I remember I was going there, and it's kind of away from the towers, so you have to go down these long hallways, and these long hallways kind of bend around and take you over there. And in the daytime, you can see through the glass, you can see out into, the area. There's yards and gardens, I guess, and parking lots, if I remember right. But the long tunnels at night were reflective, so you couldn't see out. You could only see the glass as a mirror. And I'd been a Christian, I don't know, a few years, been around for a while. And I remember looking at my reflection in the mirror, and I had always been, as a younger person, a very happy person, very joyful, very smiling. Although I was desperately lonely inside, how can you be a dichotomy like that? Well, trust me, you can. But when I looked in my eyes, in the mirror, in the hallways, I wrote in my journal, Exposition of a Human Being, that this one-liner, that my eyes don't smile anymore. And that greatly affected me. I felt dead. I felt as dead as looking at the eyes of a murderer who has no soul. Looks like it anyways. I don't know. Maybe they do. But something about their eyes. And it was a great tragedy for me to see that, because it brought home such a stark reality that pain had taken such a toll on my life, had ripped me to such a degree that the suffering had been so great and for so long that the agony could no longer be endured by my emotions, by my soul. And though I could paint on a smile in the mirror, my eyes didn't smile anymore. So you see, I do know what it is to suffer. Because pain, you don't talk to, you listen. And it has a lesson for you to learn. And suffering brings its companion, which is misery. And when you've gone through it, though, when you are out on the other side, as obviously I hope I look healthy, then you discover that though those memories don't go away, you're able to understand and to share with others the comfort that you felt. Maybe not at the time of these major ones that sometimes you just have to go to, but afterwards there's a time where the Lord comes back and restores to you that which the locusts have eaten, that which the devourer has taken, that which has been removed from you through great agony of soul. Jesus, too, had gone through great agony in Gethsemane. Not the cross. Cross, may have been physically taxing, but the agony for Jesus was in the garden. And when he was done, the angels ministered to him. But when you're done with what you're going through and suffering, the Lord will minister to you. But you will have to go through it. And you might go through some of this alone. Though he never leaves you nor forsakes you, he's standing there, silent, while you go through it and endure. And you will overcome. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. Psalm 42:7. Stand up in the place where the dear Lord has put you, and there do your best. God gives us trial tests. He puts life before us as an antagonist face to face. Out of the buffeting of a serious conflict, we are expected to grow strong. The tree that grows where tempests toss its boughs and bends its trunk to almost breaking is often more firmly rooted than the tree which grows in the sequestered valley, where no storm ever brings stress or strain. The same is true of life. The grandest character is sown in hardship and birthed in tears. If you want to be a saint, you'll be measured by your scars, your tears, and your suffering. It won't be by the great work you've done. It will be by the things with which you and Jesus have overcome.